Hi everybody, it's Diane from California Tea and Herbal, and we're getting into a little bit of warm weather, and the rest of you will be too. I know we kind of beat everybody here on the West Coast with warm weather, but it's coming. And so I found a really cool recipe. It was in Chowhound, and it was for chai milkshakes. Now I made one last night. I like to test these before I kind of change them for RTs and so forth, and I have changed this recipe a little bit, but I'm going to link the original Chowhound recipe as well. Now I'm going to make just one small milkshake for me, but the recipe will actually be for a pint of ice cream and two 16-ounce milkshakes, and those were rather thin in that recipe, so I have decided to thicken mine up a bit, and I'm going to make a one-serving milkshake, and then I'm going to enjoy it. And so let's get started. Now I have some very solidly frozen vanilla bean ice cream. You can use, and I've cut it into 4 chunks here. This is 1 cup of ice cream, and you can use vanilla or vanilla bean. I had vanilla bean, so that's what I'll be using. Now the cool part about this recipe, in Chowhound they had a kind of a recipe for chai, and they added some additional spices, but I am just using our spicy chai because it's an award-winning chai. It has the authentic masala spices, and it really gives a nice bite to this milkshake. It's really delicious. If you're a chai person, you'll love it. So for the single serving, I brought the milk down. You can take milk. I had coconut milk, 1 cup of milk, and then 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to double check at the end of this. If I'm wrong, I'm going to correct this, but 2 tablespoons, because I made this part of it last night, 2 tablespoons of the spicy chai. Now you just bring your milk to a little bit of a steam where it's getting bubbles just around the edges, and then you add this chai, and you take it off the heat, let it get to room temperature, and then leave it in the fridge for at least 2 hours. I left mine overnight because I wanted to do that part yesterday. I had time. So when that has been thoroughly chilled, you then will remove the chai from it, and you will have this highly flavored 1 cup of ice cold milk. And I used 2 packets of Stevia. So 2 packets of... Well, guess what, everybody? I didn't check my little disc thing before I started this. My bad. And it was almost full. So when you saw it just stop there, that's what happened. So you know what? I don't have any more ice cream here. And you guys know how hard it is to go out and get things at this point at grocery stores. So we were right at the point where I was going to add the chai-infused milk, ice cold milk, into the blender with the ice cream, and I did it, and it was wonderful. And my tip there was, don't blend it too much, because in the Chowhound recipe last night I got it to where it was too thin. I just blended, and I cut down the amount of milk. So if you like a thicker milkshake, and this is, well, I'll show you. I've been drinking it a little bit, but see, it's still got some body to it. In fact, it's melted a little while I cleared my disc and came back. But it's just a wonderful texture if you just blend it as much as you have to, because I like mine thicker. So this is really, really great. And of course, I've tasted it while I was clearing the disc, and it is delicious. Now, I like my chai a lot, and I like it, pretty, I like that punch. You can hold back just a bit if you are someone that likes a more subtle and you want to taste more of the vanilla of the ice cream. So I'm going to put 2 ways there on the written recipe, and that's when you click more, it will have all of the recipes plus that link to the Chowhound recipe. So now what I'm going to do is just take you outside and bring you up to date on the little bit of veggie planting we've been doing. So if you're not into gardens. This will take a couple minutes, but it's kind of fun. We did something a little different this year, and I'm going to have a drink again. That's really delicious. I think you will enjoy your chai in milkshake form this summer on a hot day. So let's go outside. I'll do a whole garden tour later this year, just a little bit later when more is in bloom. But right now I want to show you these tomato and squash seedlings. We started these from seed, and then I separated them and put them in 1-gallon containers, and from there, walk over here, we put them in 5-gallon containers. It's really bright, I hope. Yeah, I can see those. Okay, these are the squash. And you see what we did? We're going to try all container gardening this year for our vegetables. And we have a whole row over here of tomatoes. 2 types, the yellow and the beefsteak. And so we just transferred those from the 1 gallon into the 5. And this makes it easy to control the watering. There's a pepper, and then we have under these little nets our strawberry and lettuce. So it's really easy to control the, any kind of feeding, watering, and so forth. So we'll let you know how that turns out. We've already got some little lemons. There's a pretty good sized one there, all over the Meyer lemon. Some little tiny oranges are already on this little potted tree, and then on our mandarin tree it is just covered with little tiny mandarins. The little tangerines. So we will update you as things progress here. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that really simple chai milkshake recipe. I'm sorry it cut off, but trust me, all that I had left to do was the blending. So until next time, I appreciate it if you would share, if you would comment, if you'd give this a like, and if you haven't subscribed, if you would do that as well. Now, I have had several people contact me by email or phone, and I'm happy that people enjoy it, but I really do need your help in getting the word out. Now also, if you enjoy gardening, there are a couple of channels I really like. One is called Late Bloomer, and the other is Garden Answer. Those are really great gardening channels. So I'm going to enjoy my chai milkshake out here, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Yum, yum, and yum.